Okay, now we will move to data analysis and visualization and how we can use AI in it. I thought about using ChatGPT, but since most of our versions are not paid, we cannot have the best analysis that it can propose. So again, the Chinese save us with Qwen 3 Max. It's a code interpreter. It handles coding and data processing tasks. Its key features are data analysis, graphing, statistical tests, data cleaning, and file handling. Data cleaning is very important, specifically if you have a questionnaire and you have questions where some respondents answered some questions but not others. So it will tell you about that and it will clean data. Uh, Again, the cons here, medium to low error margin. So let's see how we can use Qwen for data analysis. So here, this is it. Now, one of the most important thing we need to consider is writing a good prompt, because the prompt is very important. If you write a good prompt, the results will be very interesting. What I'm going to do is use the Excel sheet of Google form. So here I'm going to use an AI prompt called Originality AI. I'll tell him what I want, tell it, and then it will create a good prompt. So I will use when I will upload the results of a Google form on Excel, and I want you to analyze them qualitatively, so themes and patterns, and quantitatively. Here you can mention any test you want. So for example, chi-square, ANOVA, regression, etc. And generate. Okay, so look at the prompt it generated. You are tasked with analyzing the results of a Google form for qualitative analysis. Identify and extract key themes and patterns for the open-ended questions. Group similar responses to form categories. Highlight insights, trends, etc. For quantitative, perform the chi-square test. Conduct ANOVA. Apply regression analysis. P-values, effect sizes, etc. So here I'm going to copy this prompt and paste it to Qwen. And I've already downloaded, Google Form gives you the opportunity to download your results in Excel sheets. So this is the Excel sheet. I can show you here the responses. So these are the responses of the Excel sheet that I downloaded. Now I will tell it to analyze. Now it will do all the analysis in a matter of seconds. So it started answering. So it's extracting data as we can see now, it's going through the qualitative analysis. So if you are not sure about your variables, you are not sure about what themes are recurrent in the questionnaire, etc., this will be very, very useful. Now it is doing the chi-square test, ANOVA, etc. We will see them one by one in a minute. We'll let it just finish. Now it's summarizing at the end, even implications and limitations. So this is very insightful. Let's see what it suggested. So starting with the qualitative analysis. So the topic of my student was about the representation of Second World War drama in anime. Here it started with the open-ended question since it's qualitative analysis. And it created these major themes: perception of anima's culture, representation, interpretation of nuclear trauma in anime, beliefs about collective memory, and historical remembrance, concerns about aesthetization and education. So, thematic categorization: anime as cultural and historical mirror. 68 of respondents who answered affirmed that anime reflects Japanese culture. Common example: traditional clothing, the food, festivals, etc. Then nuclear trauma. So, for example, we have a symbolic tribute to the Hyuga clan, powerful vision, and their eyes are white. So this is like a tribute to the people who had white eyes because of the nuclear power. Then you have commonly cited anime dealing with nuclear themes. We have collective memory and moral responsibility, strong consensus. It is important to remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Then we have the aesthetization and the desensitization, mixed opinions on whether the stylized depictions reduce sensitivity. So some say that glamorizing explosions may numb youth to real horrors, and others say that this is a real devastation that happened and we need to talk about it. For the quantitative analysis, we have here the nominal and ordinal variables, so like we do them on SPSS. Now it tried, since we did not give it any information about what is dependent, what is independent variable, etc., it tried to do that itself. So here, hypothesis: nationality is associated with belief that anime preserves Japanese uh, Second World War trauma. So the chi-square here, and we have 0.04, and then the effect size. And the conclusion is that Japanese respondents are significantly more likely to believe anime preserves their trauma. Then we have ANOVA. Of course, this is not very relevant to the topic we are dealing with now, but with topics where these tests are needed, they will come very, very handy. You have the test, the effect, and the conclusion. Then regression. Higher knowledge and Japanese identity increase likelihood of affirming anime's role in memory preservation, etc. Then we have some key findings, some implications, some limitations. So it will provide you with a lot of information. Now let's go back to the other ones. So here, besides QuenMax, we have Taguette, which is a free open source tool for qualitative text analysis, coding, tagging. It annotates, exports results, organizes coding themes. Again, the cons is mostly the medium to low error margin. Okay, let's see Taguette. So here, after you log in, you create an account for free. You create a new project, you name it. For example, here, types of errors in students writing. Say that this is what you want. You can add a description of the topic. And we add documents so that we can annotate them. Okay, we import the document, and here it is visualized. We start the analysis. What it does is we will create tags. So it's a tag from a previous work. Since these are errors, let's say that we have tags, for example, for punctuation, then a tag for example, morpho, syntactic. And in morphosyntactic, we have, for example, tense, we have subject verb agreement, and we have, of course, a lot of other uh, types. And we can add, for example, orthographic errors. So we can add as many as we want. Capitalization, for example, we can call it cap. So here, we have a new highlight, and here you have the tags. If the tag is not there, for example, let's say that you forgot about a specific type of error, you can directly create it and add it and annotate it. So this is cap, for example. Here we have sync punctuation. My story is about how faith made a miracle. Here also we have a problem of capitalization. A couple of years ago, my mom with her last birthday, my little sister, my mom, after a couple of days, so a problem of punctuation here. So my dad took her to the hospital and the doctors told her that there is nothing wrong with her. So after they went back, I'm skipping, so I'm just searching for another type. They did an x-ray on her head and they found that there is this black dot in her brain. So and then things began to get really, really, really bad. So she started to lose her memory. Looking for any of orthographic error, but no problem. Let's just add one capitalization so that I show you what we can do. Now everything is visualized here. And if you have see all highlights, you will have here the results. So here and here, we can export it like this, or we can export it as a text, HTML, doc, or PDF. Let's say, for example, PDF. And then for PDF, sorry, here, this is it. As you can see, the text is tagged and the tags appear. So this is the mistake and this is the tag. This will be very useful for, as I said, qualitative analysis. So now let's move to Stanza, which is unlike Taguette, which is semi-automatic. Here it's completely automatic. It's an NLP toolkit from Stanford supporting +60 languages. Its key features are tokenization, lemmatization, dependency parsing, multilingual corpus analysis, etc. So let's discover it together. This is the platform. Now we will um, uh, that is paste here some text. Let's see any text that we wish. For example, we go to Google Scholar. Let's take some text from an article. Okay. Let's choose this one. Okay. Let's choose another one. And we are waiting for the PDF to be visualized. Okay, so let's just take the abstract. Come on. Okay. We'll go here. And look at before doing the analysis, it allows annotation of parts of speech, named entities, lemmas, dependency, and constituent phrase. The languages are many, including English, even Arabic is there if you wish. And we start the automatic analysis. It will take some seconds. This is it. So the parts of speech, here you, pronoun, or verb, tasked with preposition, etc. Then we have lemmas. So the text is lemmatized. For example, it's about the conceptual form of a word. Instead of R here, for example, we have be tasked, we have task. So it's the basic form of the word, بالexim. That is the lemma. Named entity recognition. So this is Qwen here, Google Form organization, cardinal number, etc. Then we have dependencies. So what depends on what are heads and modifiers, etc. The visualization is very good, and you can upload as many texts as you wish. And finally, even the trees are there. So all of the text here is analyzed using trees. So this is it. This is Stanza. Now, let's move to the final AI tool, which is Speak AI. So it's cloud speech to text. It analyzes plus 70 languages. Its key features are auto-transcription, tokenize, lemmatized, POS, dependencies, sentiment, topics, entities, medium to low error. But the problem here is it is paid. It's not that expensive, and I advise you, if you have the means, to buy its functionalities. So I hope it works, because I have just one free try. You can have only one free try. So here, this is Speak AI. You can upload, create survey, create a text, scrape the web, capture live meeting. It has a lot of functionalities. So let's try to upload. Hopefully it will work. So it does not only analyze text, as I said, since Speak AI, it analyzes speech. Let's try to upload voice, file, upload. It will take some time. It does a lot of analysis. Okay, go to folder. So here, sentiment analysis, 57 you have here, positive sentiment, then 10% negative sentiment. This is latest news. NATO's giant chilling warning to the world if alliance crumbles over Trump's Greenland threats. So this is the audio here. And let's see the text. As you can see, this is a transcription of the audio. So title, speaker, and you have even when speakers turns start, even the time, everything. So imagine how it will be useful if you have something uh, that is specifically voice or video. Now, let's see. Also, it analyzes data. So here you have the top 25 words, like here Greenland, since it's the main talk. And here we have a cloud. And here we have your keywords, times appeared, and the density. Of course, you can download any of them. We can look at some statistics. So these are the stats. We have one audio. Then we have the upload counts by dates, file type, duration. We can export these analyses. Let's say PDF, export. Hopefully it exports. Okay, let's go to see what it has for us. Okay, this is it. So this, as I said, the transcript. Okay, and you can perform again a lot of types of analysis. This is sentiment analysis, so through the whole duration. You can create some fields, so try to explore it. Look at here the types of analysis. You also have them, for example, positive, but right now we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do, Russia or China will take over. I would like to make a deal, you know, the easy way, etc. And you go through all of them. Okay, we finished with Stanza, Speak AI. Now let's move to one of the most important things in research, which is referencing and citations. So we have Zotero, we have Mendeley, and we have EndNote. But since Mendeley and EndNote have many paid functionalities, I'm going to show you how to work on Zotero, its major functions, that is. It's a free open source citation manager. The key features are one-click citation capture, integration with Word docs, and this is its main feature, and also PDF annotation and metadata extraction. However, it's prone to errors. As I said, there is Mendeley and there is EndNote, but we'll just focus on Zotero. So for Zotero, you need, in order to have synchronization, you need to upload it on your PC and also upload it, download it also as a web library. And here you have the Zotero connector so that it saves articles. So how does it work? Earlier we opened an article. So I want to, for example, add this article to my library. And before doing that, let's be organized. Let's create a library. So let's keep the same topic. So I want to work on error analysis. You can have it under a menu or in other folders. It's up to you. Okay, now under error analysis, now I'm going to use this Zotero connector, save to Zotero, and it's there. If the PDF is there, you will have it. If not, you'll just have a snapshot, sorry, of the information here. So let's see it. There you go. This is the metadata. So the title, here you have the link, date, and this is the snapshot. Okay, now if we go to here, error analysis is already created, and student errors. So the synchronization is very fast. Once it's done there, it's also done there. Now let's add this. You can also add a website, not necessarily that is, for example, I need this in my references to say that I used, for example, Stanza in my references. So I'll just add it. Or Taguette. So if you go here, you'll have it. It's a web page, then you have the link and everything you need later when we are going to cite. Okay? Now, what can we do also besides that? Let's say you have a PDF on your PC and you want to add it. You can do that. For example, here. And we drop and we put it there. We wait a little bit for it to visualize. You can see here the synchronization is always working. The third way of doing this, as you can see now, it's here, is to use manual, and you choose journal article, book, and you add all the necessary information and it will be added. Also, you can add that is a book by its digital object identifier. Here we have the PDF. We can do some work on it. So here it opens. So, and of course, everything you do now it will be in your library. That is all the annotations you make on the document will be visualized. Let's wait a little bit for the page to visualize. Okay, so let's say that I want to annotate this. You can highlight it you can add a note and write, for example, focus on this, or if it's a reference, find this reference, or whatever you want. And it will be the highlighting and everything, if you want to save later, will be done for you. Now, another thing you can do is to add tags. So for each book, you want to add tags. For example, you want to say that this is about errors. Okay. If you tag, let's say 6 or 7 references errors, later you can just use the tag errors and all the references appear for you. So it's very good for organization. Now, you can just cite one reference if you need, for example, here. So you will create either a citation or a bibliography as you wish, and you will choose from the various guides of citation. Of course, here we use the APA 7th edition. But what is most important is we can do something much more than this, which is the cite as you write option of Zotero. So while we are writing, okay, let's say that. We'll just use some text that is not a point, but for example, the author wants to search at, then we have this is a very long quote. So I said just this. Just using whatever thing is available for me. And I want to add the citation. So I go here to Zotero. Once you install it, it's directly installed on Word. Here I have add or edit bibliography or add citation. We'll start with adding citations. Okay. Now you will see which book you used here. For example, let's say that we used Printing and Printing. And there you go. This is your citation. You need to add a page number since this is a quote. If it's a paraphrase, you don't. Then we'll see that, for example, we have another quote, let's say. We add another citation. Let's see, it's from this one. So this is from a website. Look how it is cited. And finally, let's say you finished your article, your whole work, whatever, the bibliography, everything that you've cited here will be ready as a bibliography. Imagine how we used to do it, going through all the text, worrying about forgetting one reference, not referencing it. Now you just have to add it. There you go. This is your reference list. No pain. Okay. So this is very interesting feature, the cite while you write. We can also have a very important feature is called a new saved search. Now, for the saved search, the feature is that you can add any filtering that you want. It's either by title, by author, by date. For example, if you want only the references from 2025, for example. And also you can Add with tags. If you remember, we said we can use tags. So anything, for example, with the tag error. And every reference that you add with the tag error will automatically appear in this new collection. Um, Another option that is very interesting is the group work. So if you go to groups here, I've already had two groups. So you can create a group, add an email, okay, here manage members, for example, and we have an owner, then add invitations, add emails, and you, for example, you are co-authoring, so each one of you is going to add references, and you'll have a web library that is shared together, and later you won't have a problem. Oh, I forget that you mentioned this reference or that reference. Everything will be there for both of you. So it would be a shared library, and when you do the citation, the referencing later, everything will be clear. So this is as far as Zotero. One last thing, of course, let's say that you want to download, you want to save your library. We all want to do that. We don't want our PCs going down or our accounts lost or anything that might happen and we lose everything that we've worked on. So what we can do is just we export the library, and later, wherever you download, sorry, Zotero, you will just open the library and it opens with all its PDFs, with all its annotation, its tags, etc. I really advise you to use Zotero for organizing your research. Now, let's move to the final part of this presentation, which is the most important, I think, challenges, ethical, legal, and practical considerations. Yes, they are very useful, as you've seen with me and with my colleague, Dr. Najla Fqi, but you need to consider all the challenges and all the ethical considerations. So we'll start with the challenges. Data quality issues. AI is only as good as the data it learns from. So if you feed it biased or incomplete data, it will lead to flawed results. Challenges. Over-reliance. Searchers may trust AI too much without critical thinking or cross-checking, and this will create a problem. Limited context understanding. AI doesn't really understand content, it works on patterns, not meaning. So uh, do not make it do more than it is what it's supposed to do. Bias and fairness. AI can reinforce existing biases if trained on biased data, like gender-based region. Plagiarism and integrity. Using AI to write papers or fabricate data raises serious academic misconduct issues. And this is very important. We should use it as a support tool, not as a writing tool. Authorship. Who gets credits if AI contributes significantly to writing or analysis? Is it my work? Is it AI work? What are the percentages? And privacy, especially in medical or social data, AI tools must handle data responsibly. Medical data or personal data should not be used by everyone. We should not have access to that. Transparency, researchers should disclose when and how AI was used in their work. So, for example, one of my students used it in drawing a figure, and in the figure title, she says source, ChatGPT. Acknowledge it whenever you use it. Now, the legal and ethical framework. You use it as a support tool, not a replacement for critical thinking, creativity, and ethical responsibility. The framework, this is the most urgent thing we need to think about. There is a need for clear legal and ethical guidelines that allow AI to support student research while ensuring the student remains the genuine author of the work. We really need a committee from the ministry or in each institute to say this amount of AI is allowed. This part of AI can be used. AI can be used in this amount, this, etc. The research quality using AI, especially language models, is now a common and accepted part of academic work. Instead of resisting it, we should embrace this new reality to enhance the quality of research. It's like the elephant in the room. It's there. Everyone is seeing it. No one wants to acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. And let's create a legal framework together. Now, the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail. This is the major problem of AI. It's a system feeding on itself. So, this is how it applies. Early language models were trained mostly on human written text, books, websites, research papers, social media. What is happening now, more and more online content, like articles, summaries, research drafts, is being written by AI, language models like ChatGPT, Board, etc. Now, the problem is the new language models are often trained on the latest web data, which now includes a growing amount of AI generated text. This is what happens, a loop. AI is trained on AI, that is, data generated by AI was trained on earlier data, and the cycle continues. So, this will create a loss of originality, repeating patterns, ideas may dominate, quality dilution, mistake or biases in AI will be reinforced. Echo chamber, AI starts learning from itself rather than fresh human thinking. Finally, AI is a tool designed to assist professionals and experts, not beginners. While it may serve as a learning resource, it cannot replace the expertise of a doctor, architect, or even a skilled gardener. True learning arises from engaging with high quality papers. We need to read to comprehend the methodology rather than merely copying and pasting from an AI tool. It is a support, it is not the writer for us. Accuracy, this is very important, can range from 80 to 90% for well defined tasks, so there is a margin of errors like misunderstanding context, ambiguous responses, misinterpretation, hallucinations. So be very careful in how you use AI. These are the references that we use, and this is the QR code. You can scan it to get our presentation, the whole thing. I want to thank my colleague, Dr. Najla Fqi, for sharing this workshop with me and thank everyone who is listening. Thank you very much, and the presentation has ended.